Hey beautiful people, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nadia, and it seems like it's been so long since I have recorded, but I really missed you guys. But I wanted to come on here and talk about something that I have been thinking about kind of since like last week or whatever. Like one day last week, and I feel like this is kind of like a video diary for me, but I'm talking to you guys, and so of course you guys will be a part of this diary or whatever. But like one day this last week, I was at work. Now when I went to bed, I was perfectly fine. But when I woke up the next morning, I was like in this funky, like sad kind of emotional state. Like I kind of was like I was at work, but I was like mentally distant or whatever. And when I tell you guys, it came like out of the blue. All day long I was like, no matter what I did, no matter, like me working with my customers of course kept my mind occupied. I wasn't really thinking about it, so I was very busy that day, thank God. But like every thought that was in the back of my head was what I'm about to talk to you guys about. And it like just had me super duper sad all day long. Like it's making me emotional now just thinking about it. And the crazy part about it is it was so random. It just came out of nowhere. Do you guys ever feel like you just like, no matter what you, and I know I feel like maybe I'm beating myself up, but do you feel like no matter what you have done, no matter what you have accomplished, no matter what you're doing, what you plan to do, do you ever feel like it's just like not enough? And even when you have done all of these different things, you still in the back of your head is like, I've done this and I've done well at it. This is something that I set out to do. This is a goal that I set out to achieve, but I feel like I should be better at it. Like I feel like I'm good at so many different things, and there's so many different things that I enjoy. But at the same time, it's like I feel like I need to excel to a certain point of my standard for me to feel, you know, like I have like accomplished the entire situation of whatever I set out to do, if that makes sense. Like for instance, me doing lashes. I feel like I'm good at doing lashes and I feel like I have done well, but like Nadia, you could do so much better than what you're doing. And I feel like that with everything. And it's just maybe like my personality. I'm a Capricorn. I'm a December Capricorn. And I feel like my personality and the way I am like has the entire reason as to why I feel the way that I feel. But then again, maybe it's not. Like that's why I'm like, do you guys ever feel like that? Like it was really taking a toll on me that day. It had me feeling like really down that day, to the point that like I was on the verge of tears all day long. Thank God I had a really good day that day, because had I had a bad day or somebody was just like too much or whatever, it wouldn't have taken anything for me to just like burst out in tears. Of course I wouldn't have cried in front of them. I would have held them in until I got from in front of whoever I was in front of. But it's like to the point that I would have had to go like in the bathroom somewhere and like go release it. And when I tell you guys, like this came from out of nowhere, and it's like me, I know I'm not gonna be perfect, but it's like I don't know, I wish I could make it make sense to you guys. I'm not expecting to be perfect or whatever, but it's like, Nadia, you've done this and this, but it's almost like like it's almost like a parent in the back of your head. Okay, well you've done this and this, but you could do better than that. And you know how you have those parents that do that, and it's almost like you feel like you haven't, what you have done is not good enough, because no matter how great it is what you've done, it's still not good enough for them. That's the perfect way for me to explain it. But that is how I make myself feel. And oh, that's terrible now that I say that out loud. That's why I say this is like a video diary. But that is how sometimes I make myself feel. Not all the time. It's like sometimes sometimes I'm good. It's not something that I think about, but when I think about it, it's like I'm really thinking about it, and like, Nadia, that's not good enough. Nadia, you need to do more. Nadia, you need to do better. Nadia, you need to move from where you are in this place and do better and go. It's like a constant thing when I think about it. Like that day, it was constant. It was all day that day. Even with my YouTube, like I feel like I'm doing okay. I feel like my channel could grow faster, but me figuring out how to make that happen without getting on here making a fool of myself or doing something embarrassing or, you know, something like that is the thing. Like I feel like I've done well, but am I gonna feel like I have got to where I need to get to when I become monetized? Or like, am I still not gonna feel that way when I become monetized if I don't have like this certain number of subscribers or make this certain amount of money? Like, I don't know, but that's what my brain does all the time. And it's like, I have so many different things that I do, but I want to be, I guess we can't be great at everything. So I don't know if I would feel better if I was like excellent at this one thing and then just like very good at these things. I don't know. But that's why I wanted, like, I was coming on here to talk to you guys about it, or like video diary this and say it out loud, because I don't know if me saying it out loud won't change anything, but maybe it'll make me feel better to know that I'm not the only one that's like that. What I do know, like even with me, like that was the first part of what I wanted to talk to you guys about. But one thing I do know is like me, at the same time, me thinking about that, it's like that part of my brain is like feeling like that, and then the other part of my brain is like, Nadia, every single thing that you have done has led you to another place that you want to be. Like every mark, every stepping stone, every mountain, every hill, everything has led me to where I am right now. So if I want to take my timeline back and think about like all of the things that I have been through that I feel like maybe devastated me, broke my heart, made me cry, made it seem like to other people, that's the key, to other people that it was a waste of time, or that was stupid, or she shouldn't have done that. All of those things I feel like were scripted for my life and got me to where I am like right now. I'll give you guys an example. Like, as you guys know, I moved away in November 2013. I got engaged. Okay, just watch this, stay with me. So I moved away November 2013, packed up my daughter, my entire life, the biggest U-Haul, put all of my stuff in it, quit my job because I had found another job, moved to Memphis because I was engaged, following love, and I got there exactly a year, and I come back home. So to outside people looking in, it even got back to me that somebody that knows me made the comment that was so stupid for her to do that. She packed up all of her stuff, moved to Memphis, and now she's back in Mississippi. I never said anything to the person that said that because, quite frankly, I didn't give a crap. Hold on, my lips dry. So like that's why I made the point to say people from the outside feeling like that. So because the outside people don't matter. So I did that or whatever, packed up, went there, ended up back home. So even in that situation, the situation of course was horrible because that's around the time my mom passed away. So, but even in that situation, with me having to move back home, now I had in the result of that, I have a job that I like better than the job that I had before. Of course, like I said, I met people that I'm still friends with to this day. The job that I ended up with at that time, I kept the job and just transferred the job back down here to Mississippi. And in the time in that job, I met the person that I'm with today. So my mind goes back to, had I not decided to move to Memphis for that year, get the job that I ended up getting, which is the only job I applied. Well, I applied for 2 different jobs. The other one I just put the application in after this job and just didn't think anything of it because I only put it in. I honestly just put it in because I was like, I need to put in something other than this one job that I really want. So had I not moved there with the job that I have now, that in turn ended up me moving back here with a job, like I said, I wouldn't be with the person that I'm with right now, because that's how we found out about each other or whatever. So me doing all of that, so like I said, everything like lines up for like certain reasoning. And then you have timing. Then I moved there, and then boom, I ended up getting a new car at the time. Fitting timeline, I get the car, you know, years go by, pay the car off or whatever. So now at 18, my daughter needs a car, of course, because she's graduated high school and she is going to be going to college and working. So she has to have a car of her own, because between school and college, you know, she's going to be all over the place. I work, I gym, I do all of these different things. I am all over the place. So it's like, with that timeline of everything lining up when it did, you know, there's some free years in there, but now I have a car, which is that car, that is still running perfectly fine. No car note, that I can give to my daughter so that she can have her own car and not be carpooling with me or sharing a car with me. Now I have a car that I can give to her, because in that timeline I had a car. Like, this is how my mind thinks. So like I said, in that timeline I have this car that's paid off. That's the big thing. It's paid off. When I was around her age, I think 19, and when I got my first car, I had to pay a car note at that age or whatever. So maybe I was 19. Was I 19? 19, 20? I don't know. But I drove my mom's car, the truck that she had, for years. And then when it was time for me to get my own car, I had to pay for my car. My mom picked it out, and actually I think she gave me a down payment on it, but I had to pay my own car note or whatever. So here's Keelan with this car because of my timeline that I can give to her, and she won't have a car note, and I don't have to pay a car note on a car for her. I have to pay one for myself, but I still have a car that I can give to her for her to do everything that she needs to do. Timeline, scripting. Like, this is how my mind thinks. There are so many different things in my life that I feel like have led up to like every point of the next in my life, to the point that I can sit and script out the timelines on these things. And I'm sure maybe you guys do too. I don't feel like anything is a coincidence. I feel like all of our lives are scripted out. I feel like everything that happens is supposed to happen. It's not a coincidence that I ended up in the situation that I was in, that these people thought were stupid. That's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that I ended up back here. I was supposed to end up back here. I'm not the type of person that holds on to things when the things aren't meant for my life. I realize when things are and aren't meant for my life, and I act accordingly on however those things work out. So that wasn't supposed to be longevity in my life. That was supposed to be a time period for that moment, and for me to let it go at the moment I let it go. It's like everything has its like divine time. Like, I don't know, it's like I'm trying to explain this to you guys, and so that but I feel like y'all know what I'm talking about. It's like, see, this is something that I would do like on a live video, so that you guys can talk back to me and let me know, you got what you're saying, or no, girl, you're crazy. But me talking on live, whew. But I've went through this entire video and have not had to stop or do anything. But I don't know, it's just, this is just something that I wanted to come on here and tell you guys. Like, there's a big part of this that I want to add in here that also goes in my timeline, but I don't want to say that on video just yet or whatever, because I just don't want to say it yet. And I feel like that right there will make you guys even more be like, oh wow, I see exactly what she means. But that's the part of the video that I'm sorry, but I just can't put out yet or whatever. But I just want you guys to remember, I said at the beginning of this year, and I even posted it on Facebook, I said 2022 was gonna be my year. And even though I have been emotional and crying, well, on the verge of crying about stuff that I feel like I want to do so bad, I still in my heart and in my mind know that God is gonna do exactly what he promised me, and 2022 is gonna be my year, because it's already starting off how, in a way that I did not expect it to start off, let's just say that. So everything is gonna work out. Like, that was the whole point of this long video. There are so many things on here that I wanted to talk to you guys about, like in my timeline, but we will be here for an hour if I do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. It was just kind of, like I said, more so of like a video diary for you guys, well, for me, but you know, to kind of like open people's eyes, like to like think more on your life, to be like, oh yeah, this led to this, which led to this, and if I wouldn't have done this, then this would not have happened. Like, that is like, it's crazy doing this video. Like, I'm on the verge of tears just thinking about so many things that have happened in my life that I felt like were gonna destroy me and just were gonna tear me down and take me to so many different places that I didn't want to go emotionally or whatever. But at the end, God always comes through for me. Like, every single time, it always ends up better than it was before. It's just, we have to get over those hills and those mountains that we go through, and don't let it take us out of here, because I know every time I'm going through something like that, I feel like it is just gonna take me clean out of here, and it never does. I always come out on top. My life is always so much better for everything that I go through. And so, like, that is part of like why I wanted to come on here, like I said, like kind of like a video diary, so I'll have something that I can look back on and be like, dang, Nadia, you said this. It's just that I wish that I could put things in here that like really would hit home and be like, oh wow, like that really happened in your timeline, or that happened so that your future timeline, like there's things going on right now that I feel like are happening so that my future timeline will look a certain way. And the fact that here it is, it's April the 22nd, and I see the things that are happening in my future timeline because of what is going on in my life right now. And it's making me emotional, because like, for me to be able to, I feel like I have grown so much, and for me to be able to see those things and know like how God is working in my life, it's like I don't want to say it's scary, but it's like, wow. Like, for anybody who, I'm sorry y'all, so like I was saying, for anybody who feels like it started and it won't stop, anybody who feels like he's abandoned you, or you know, left you and things just aren't going the way that you feel like they should go, I guarantee you, you are not alone. You have not been abandoned, but the thing about it is, you have to do the work. That is the big thing. That is why I know things are always going to work out for me, because I always do the work, and I'm always good to people, and everything I do through a good heart. So that's why I feel like things, you know, always will, you know, work out for me because of that reason. I'm trying to stop. But yeah, that's all I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about. I'll get off here now, because like I said, it is so so many things I want to add in this video, but those things I will add at a different time or whatever. So thank y'all for watching. If you made it this far, send me a hug. You know, I'm good though. Like, these are not sad tears that I'm crying. These, I would not get on here with sad tears. Sorry. But I would not have got on here with tears, period. But they just would not stay down where they were supposed to stay. But these are happy tears. Like, these are, you'll be okay, Nadia, tears. Or you did it, Nadia, tears. Or stop beating yourself up, Nadia, tears. Or Nadia, you have done so well. Stop being so hard on yourself. Tears. You're doing great, Nadia. Tears. Okay, guys, so I'm sitting here editing a video, and I thought about something else that, like, when I was telling you guys about the scripting of our lives and stuff like that. So I want to give you guys another example and take it all the way back, like far, far, far back. I think I was in middle school because my sister was in, I think, high school. So my sister was dating this one guy or whatever. Actually, my niece's dad, she wasn't in high school. I think she was grown when they met. Oh yeah, she was grown when they met. I take that back. So my sister was dating my niece's dad. They were together, okay? So my niece's dad had this group of friends or whatever. Like, they had this guy, like their clique or whatever. Well, one of his friends ended up being like really, really close to him even after they split. Like, we remain close to him to this day or whatever. He's like a god brother or whatever. So my sister's with my niece's dad. We become friends with his friend, like my sister, myself, like all of us, my whole family, like kind of cling to this one guy or whatever. He became like a part of our family or whatever. Like I said, we call him like our god brother. So one day he was like, I have somebody I want you to meet. Then I was like, okay. And he's like, it's a girl. He's like, I think y'all, sorry, y'all. He was like, I think y'all will really hit it off. And I was like, okay, cool. So he's like, they're having a party this weekend. I'm going to take you to her. He was like, her mom is having a party this weekend. I'm going to take you to their party or whatever so I can introduce y'all. And I guess he had already told her. So I was like, okay. So he takes me to her party, introduces us. We're hanging out at the party. We instantly click, me and the girl or whatever. And we keep being friends after that. So after that, like, we click, we hanging out, we stand in each other's house every weekend. Like, we were like this instantly. Well, that girl back then ended up being my best friend, who is my best friend now, 8 years later. Because like I said, mind you, this was, Keelan wasn't even born yet. Like, so this is years before we even met Keelan. I think my sister was grown, so I was in high school, not my sister. I was in high school. So me and my best friend, that's to this day, we're still it's my best friend. So he introduced us. Like I said, we have been friends ever since. So we started, when we got older, we started going out, hanging out, going to clubs, all this, blah, blah, blah. So we're going out. I meet the guy. I didn't know the guy, didn't know who the guy was, where he was from, or anything like that. But she knew the guy or whatever. So he ended up liking me or whatever. She knew him. And we lost touch, but we ended up getting back in touch because she knew him. Well, we only lost touch for like a short period of time or something, if I remember. I think it was like a week, if that. I ain't gonna say lost touch. We just didn't talk for like a week or two because something happened to him or whatever. So within that time, she was like, oh, I know how to get in contact with him. So we ended up getting back in contact or whatever. And we ended up together, ended up being Keelan's dad. So, me and him, we're in a relationship. Years go by. I have Keelan or whatever. Here it is, 18 years later, I have Keelan or whatever. So I said that to say, but that's another example of my timeline. My sister started that timeline with a guy that she met
with the guy that she was with or whatever. So her, which is my niece's dad, her and my sister, him and my sister being together led up to me meeting my god brother, my best friend, Keelan's dad, Keelan. Like, all of that was a timeline like that I feel like was scripted for my life because of how everything happened. I was just thinking about that, and I wanted to add that in there with this to let you guys know.
Yeah, it's just like, it's a powerful thing when I can look, like being able to look over. It's almost like being outside of my life, but looking in on it and being able to see how every single thing has played out or has connected in my life. Like, it is, I don't know if that's a thing that other people do, but that is something that I do, and I have been doing a lot lately. And I think that's why I was so emotional the other day, is because of how much I have been doing that. So it's like allowing me, or me connecting so many different things to my life and realizing, wow, all of these moments that I had that I probably thought that, like I said, it was going to take me out of here, or were just wrong, and they were all working out for my greater good. Like, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna get off of here because, whew, Lord. Thank y'all so much for watching another video. If you made it this far, like I said, leave me a hug, a heart, something down below, and let me know that I'm not alone in this. But I appreciate you guys as always. Before you leave, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.